don't know what to do to please you.
You make time for everything.
Along between Rashida and Pastor Jeff.
Jeff is missing. You don't care for me anymore. You don't. You don't. Everywhere I was with him, he's taking her.
Tyler Perry's divorced Sistas RASHIDA spends the night in the CAR. Rashida stays in the car all night. At first glance, Rashida staying in the car seems like an extreme reaction. If she didn't want to sleep beside Jeff, she had another option. She could have gone into the guest room. She could have gone inside, closed the door, and simply avoided another argument. Instead, she remained in the car throughout the night. And that's exactly why fans are divided. Some viewers will probably look at the situation and say Rashida was doing far too much. But there is another way to look at it. Sometimes an argument isn't really about the small thing that caused it. It's about everything that happened before it. Think about a couple arguing because one person forgot to put the toothpaste cap back on. The toothpaste isn't really the problem. The problem is the anger and resentment that have been building for months. And that appears to be what is happening with Rashida. This wasn't really about the door. When Jeff eventually realizes Rashida has been in the car all night, the conversation reveals something much deeper. Rashida wasn't simply sitting there waiting for Jeff to open the door. She was thinking about her marriage. She was thinking about whether Jeff still cared about her, whether he still loved her, and whether their relationship had reached the point where they were simply going through the motions. That makes the car almost symbolic. Rashida was physically sitting outside the house, but emotionally, she already felt like she had been pushed outside of her own marriage. And that's what makes the scene so powerful, because suddenly, her behavior doesn't look quite as random. Jeff's phone changes everything. Things become even more uncomfortable when Rashida gets hold of Jeff's phone. She answers the phone and discovers that the person calling is a man connected to Jeff through the church. And suddenly, the situation becomes even more awkward because Jeff is already dealing with a marriage where trust is clearly becoming a problem. Now there is another phone call that Rashida doesn't fully understand. From Rashida's perspective, this only adds another layer to everything she has already been questioning. The tension between the couple has been growing. The communication has been breaking down. And now even a simple phone call is enough to create suspicion. At that point, the question isn't just whether Rashida and Jeff are fighting. The question is whether they still trust each other at all. Was Jeff really a bad husband? This is where the episode becomes interesting because Jeff gets plenty of criticism. Fans can easily ask, what kind of husband doesn't check whether his wife actually made it into the house? And honestly, that's a fair question. Jeff should have checked, especially considering that Rashida had clearly been upset. But there is another side to his behavior. Jeff seemed extremely confident that Rashida was inside. Why? Because arguments between the couple appear to be so common that Rashida sleeping separately wasn't unusual anymore. He seemingly assumed she had gone into the guest room. From his perspective, everything was normal, but it wasn't. And that is exactly why his reaction was so shocked when he discovered her sitting in the car, because Rashida had done something she apparently had never done before. That's all for today. We will see you next time.